are prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am doubting on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
How are we all? Welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV, and we are back with a brand new match preview for you guys ahead of tomorrow's game against Coventry. I said it yesterday regarding obviously the fixture against Stoke. What a fucking nightmare! And I don't even mind going there, creeping the F words out nice and early, get them out in the open. It was an embarrassment. The referee may as well have wore a white Stoke away shirt because anything just went in their favour. Although we can't see a game out. So everybody's got a chance when it comes to Burnley at the moment. You've got to look at the positives though. Obviously one loss in 11 or 12 games, not to be sniffed at. We could be where, sorry Myles, our visitors are at the moment, and I'm sure they would happily swap places with us. Thank you very much if you are tuning in. As I say, we do have an absolutely cracking guest coming on. Myles is a Coventry fan and helps run the Sky Blues. Is it Sky Blues Fans TV? If I've got and obviously he's going to come on and give us his insight to Coventry City. So without further ado, if you are new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate it. Massively helps. And if you can, absolutely smash the shit out of that like button. Really do appreciate it. And if you think that this man with the face for radio, unfortunately you've got video, but hey ho. If you think it's good enough, then hit that notification bell for any future videos that we do, and you'll be notified when we next go live. We are on social media, as I say, regularly these days. We are on everything but OnlyFans. That's the only thing you will not find us on. I will tell you that for free. But here is where you can find us. And as soon as I've done that, I will bring in our lovely guest. And here he is, the legend that is. How are you, Mr. Yates? How are you?
Legend? That's the first. Hey, I love your intro. We've got to get used to that. We've only just started using StreamYard, but that intro is amazing. Oh, you've got to teach me how to do
thanks.
That. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much. I mean, thank you for giving up your time. I know, obviously, it's a Friday night. I've decided to, I've got no beer in, so basically I'm about to start on the missus's gin. Something with a volume, I don't care, I'll take it. But either way, thank you, as I say, for giving up your time, mate. Tell us a bit about yourself and where we can find the socials that you help run.
Yeah, so I'm Myles, and Myles, everyone calls me. I'm part of a great team, Sky Blue Fans TV. There's about 6 of us that are involved, and we're sort of growing into live streams at the moment. So you can find us on YouTube, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And we do a few live pods on Sundays and Thursdays. we sort of catch up. And some days we do it on a Wednesday, as you know, instead of a Thursday. If the lads can't make it, we do it on a Wednesday as well. And I myself go out and do live streams. So tomorrow, if you can't make the game, tune into our channel. Between 1:30 and 2:30, I'll be live down at Dylan's Brewery, and we'll be talking to some fans. So I just go round with a microphone and shove it in everyone's face and get their opinion on the game coming up. And I did my first away live stream on Tuesday night down at Bristol outside the ground, and just went and walked around the ground interviewing fans, and it was a good crack, to be honest. But yeah, that's my little role within the Sky Blue Fans TV, and we're all passionate and we put a lot of hours into it. So yeah, big shout out to Mark, Glenn, Reese and Vic, and also Ken. So yeah, we work really hard at it all.
No, happy days, happy days. It's one thing I've always said, I won't mind this channel eventually getting like a bit of a team behind it, because I'm sort of at the moment just a one-man band who's doing it all on my phone.
If you could do an intro on your phone like that, I'm on it all day long. That's brilliant.
The missus will say that, you know, I never speak to her, probably, because I'm always trying to edit something. But no, obviously, great setup. And obviously, I love what you do. It's something I won't mind venturing into. But, you know, I just wish I had the confidence to do it, to be honest with you. But it sounds like a really good concept and something that obviously will get the viewers engaged and obviously getting people's reactions. Speaking of people's reactions, by the way, guys, the link to Sky Blues Fans TV YouTube channel and Twitter is in the link of this video. So in the description, sorry, the links to there. Muddling my words up today, can't get them out.
Jim. You're not used to
It is. It's only the second one. It's only the second one, but I suppose maybe I should have stopped at number one. But yeah, the links to the channels are in the description of this video, so please do go check them out. You guys have been putting your comments in as well, so we'll go through a few of them before we get into it. Dalraj Games 24/7 says announced 1-1, wouldn't surprise me. Kate says please don't be a draw, please don't be a draw. So the missus doesn't want us to obviously do it again. She says remember to hit that sub button if you're new on here. The road to 700. Yeah, it's slow going, but fingers crossed we will get there. And remember to smash the thumbs up and be notified by hitting the bell. Really do agree. Carl's in. Hope you're well, mate. Says I agree. Please don't draw. Simon says evening all. Evening to your fine self, Simon. Hope you're well. Kate's decided to change a tune. I mean, she's only upstairs, but she said, please don't be a loss. Please don't be a loss. We need a win. Obviously, would take a draw, even though you said you didn't want to draw a minute ago. Typical woman, so indecisive. But not minutes away from the end. Yeah, that is the thing. Simon said it there, as I said to you earlier. One loss in 19 home games in the Championship isn't bad, but away from home, obviously tomorrow, which should be a different story. Martin's in. Hope you are well. Carl says, hiya, pal. Hope you're well and your family. Hopefully a win will put us on a run. We should be top by now. Yeah, we've dropped 10 points. We've dropped 10 points by conceding goals in the dying minutes of games. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Simon says, hate predicting scores nowadays. It's like asking for a PS5 for Christmas and getting a pair of socks. That's the man who knows the feeling. That's a man who knows that feeling.
Should have got his pre-order in 6 months before the PS5 came out, like me.
Rene's in, Leicester fan. He says, hey Dan, how are you? All is good in the hood, mate. Hope you are well. Says East Midlands is blue. Of course the Leicester fans are going to start creeping in, aren't they? Of course they are.
I don't know. I didn't think they liked us, but cheers, mate.
True Red's in. We've even got Forest fans in here now as well. It's becoming a bit of a Derby love affair. Big up, can barely hear, just waiting for a taxi to come get me from the leisure box after a great but hectic night coaching. Happy days. Hopefully you get home safe and sound, mate. Kate and Rennie talking amongst themselves. Kate also says shush, which I'm used to her doing to me anyway. I'd rather have a win than a draw, but a draw with a point is better than a loss. Well, you're not going to get a draw with a loss, so each to their own. And he says, Rennie, you don't have rivals. You just force them into thinking you're rivals. And then it seems the crew are in.
Yeah.
Seems that the rest of the crew are in. Robbins, Tam, goal on Saturday. Just don't know if it's a winner or equaliser from big bad Glenn, who's in the house.
Robbins time, defo. I think we got 27 points with injury time goals last season.
Really?
It was something mental. Yeah, if it wasn't for those injury time goals, I think we would have been probably knocking on the door of going down, probably just about stay up. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a mad season last season. It was just one of those. I thought they were going to give me a heart attack last year. I'll tell you.
I was going to say, if you want, you could start. Oh, speaking of which, England have just gone 1-0 up. If you are interested in, obviously, the Lionesses.
I'm behind. I'm behind on me tablet. Oh,
Sorry for letting you know
spoiled
beforehand.
it.
But yeah, they have gone 1-0 up. I think it's Beth Mead with the goal, to be fair. Just under 10 minutes in. And I think Beth Mead has just put us 1-0 up. Either Beth Mead or Lauren Hemp. One of the two.
It. Still hasn't come up on my
Have you not?
No.
It's just showing the replay. They've played it to the far side. I think it's Beth Mead's whipped it in, and Hemp's took advantage of the loss of possession in the middle of the park, so in the middle of the box, and tucks it away. But the Lionesses 1-0 up. Speaking of which, obviously, you were saying about last season and having heart attack moments and stuff. Give us your thoughts on last season and how you feel you've started the beginning of this one.
I mean, last season, I mean, we were punching way above our weight. I mean, we've not got the biggest squad in the world. I think you got rid of more players than we've got in our squad. And that's the God's honest truth. I think, was it 17 players you got rid of or something, wasn't it?
13.
Stupid, wasn't it?
13, we lost 13 and signed 16. Yeah.
So that's like us at the end of the season saying that's the whole of our first 11 and a couple of subs going. You know, that's how weak our well, not weak, just short on numbers, to be honest with you. So for us, last season was just absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, going back to the CBS Arena after being at Birmingham for 2 years, I think that gave us a bit of a lift because we had a fantastic start at home. I think we went on a 1-6 on the bounce at home, which for me, I can't remember the last time we ever did that. And I've been going 40 odd years. So, you know, it was a massive, massive season for us. And our style of football last year was just, I think in my time, has got to be the best football we've played since probably 87 when we won the FA Cup, or the mid-90s when we had Huckabee and Dublin and Unlove and all that. You know, it was just a special season. I mean, I managed to do all 46 games, so and to be part of that was just out of this world. And you know, we were quite close to knocking on the door of the playoffs, but we just missed out because we went on a bit of a downer, and we didn't have enough players. We had too many injuries. Matson was out for a couple of games. Hamer kept getting suspended. What a player. Absolutely.
He is. He was cracking little player.
Yeah, superb last season for us. And he's a player that can play left wing back. He can play in a number 10 role. He's just got it all, that lad, and you can see it. He's an absolute special player, that boy. You've got a gem. And, you know, and then our bubble was burst, really, because we had it was superb finish, and no one would ever have thought we finished the way we did last season. And then this season, it just hasn't got going with the pitch. You probably heard his pitch fiasco. We had one home game, which was in midweek. Everything was postponed. We weren't getting our first, Saturday home game until last week. Was our first Saturday home game since I think it was April, early on in the year, against Huddersfield, and we lost that. So that's how long we've had to wait for a Saturday home game. So it weren't the best thing because you guys and every other team were playing every week, and we were missing. So we were playing every fortnight. We had the rug pulled from under us the night before the Hull game when we had to sell Dom Hyam. We sold Dom Hyam to cover the cost of the losses for not playing a Saturday home game because of the pitch. And I think it was the money that paid towards the pitch. So the team had been training with probably our best defender for a long, long time. had been pulled from under us, and we ended up going into the Hull game with a makeshift back three, and we just went on a bit of a bad run. But we're unbeaten in 4 now, so absolutely chuffed with that. And we are clean sheets in 3.5 games, so it's looking good. We're moving in the right direction, but then we've got silly people like Hamer getting sent off. Second red card of the season, so he's going to miss 4 games. He won't be back now until after the Cardiff game. O'Hare, who we've kept hold of, and I told Joe on the other podcast early on in the season you weren't having him, and I was right. So, but he's been kicking a ball for the last 2 weeks. So, fingers crossed, we're going to get him on the bench tomorrow just to give the boys a bit of a lift, and I think for 90 minutes we're going to be singing the Callum O'Hare song for you tomorrow. And I think that our season first started last weekend, to be honest with you, when we beat Middlesbrough, went to Bristol midweek, got a nice point away from home, probably could have nicked it, but Bristol could have nicked it as well. And then on to tomorrow, bit of a break, and then Cardiff away next week. So 8 games in the space of 29 days. This is our season now because we got 5 of those 8 games at home. One of them was last week. We won it, and tomorrow we've got another one. So hopefully this is where we kickstart, and we've had our sticky patch, because every team has a sticky patch, don't they?
Oh, yeah, of course they do, yeah. Of course they do. I mean, you said there about the pitch situation. I mean, you've got Hull, who obviously share the stadium with the rugby team, Wigan. What's the difference with Cardiff? It seems to be there's a bit of beef between the football and the rugby side of things.
Do you really want me to go into it? Basically, a London rugby club has come in and hijacked our ground, simple as. And,
wow.
It goes very, very deep, and I'm not going to go into it too much. But basically, they've come in, they've hijacked it. They had the Commonwealth Games played. Oh, blimey, I can't even remember how many rugby sevens games they played on it in 2 days or 3 days. The rumour is that the paint that they put on the pitch for the advertising, when they paint stuff on with adverts and stuff, apparently that was the wrong paint and ate into the turf, ate into the mud.
Joking.
Yeah, and then with all the games, so you got men's and ladies sevens playing on that pitch. It just absolutely annihilated it. And, I went up the day before we were meant to be playing Rotherham, and there were still TV vans there. There was scaffolding, all because of the Commonwealth Games. So the ground wasn't even really ready to go into, because it was still all securely sealed off by the Commonwealth Games. Apparently, there's another rumour going around that the ground staff weren't allowed in because of security. So, yeah, it's just been a bit of a mare. And, when a club comes in, hijacks your ground and takes it away from you, it's just not going to work. And, they don't meet eye to eye. So it's just one of those. But, yeah, it's, they might even be going out of business. Who knows? I don't know. They're £35 million in debt. So, it's strange things going on. But we've fixed the pitch, and it's a lovely playing surface now.
Happy days. I mean, you said about, obviously they could potentially be going, out of business. I don't know that much about it really. I think you'll know probably a bit more than me, that there was an article came out that Coventry may have to sell in the winter window potentially. I mean, was there any truth to that in terms of, to free up finances? Or not that I'm trying to think, is the hair still on, but just throwing the dog a bone, basically. You know what I mean?
I think we've covered our finances by selling Hyam, to be honest with you. I think if there's one player that's going to go, it'd probably be Big Vic. People have already been sniffing around him. He's now playing for Sweden.
He's a cracking little player.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's strong. He's physical. He's he's got it all, but I think the other night he just got a little bit greedy, and I think you've got to sort of try and teach him to take that bit out of his game. But I haven't heard anything that we've got to sell anyone, and if we're charging fans like you £33 a ticket, I think if they have to sell a player to fill in the gap, there's something wrong somewhere, because I think that's just shocking to be honest. Even the home fans have to pay it. So yeah, let's just wait. Let's just get this over and done with first. Let's get through to January, and then approach that when it happens. And if teams come sniffing around, we're not exactly going to say no if someone comes in for 18-20 million for Victor Gyökeres. I mean, you'd be absolutely mad, because he only cost us $1 million. So we'd be loopy not to take money on him. Same as Callum O'Hare. Yes, we all love him. His football players move on. I mean, he's my favourite player since Cyril Regis. And that's going back to the mid 80s, 84 to 91. So, I mean, the lad has got some talent. But if clubs are going to come in and think they're going to steal him for 5 million or 6 million, you've got no chance, because we're not that sort of club anymore. We will try and hold out for as much as we can. And I think you probably end up having to pay about 12 million for him, to be honest. And he's worth it, and company could probably teach him how to shoot a bit more, because obviously he's doing something wrong on our training pitch last season. He didn't score enough. So I don't know, but he's a great little lad. And I mean, when you watch him play, it's a shame he's not playing tomorrow against you, because it's just brilliant to see it. His energy, his work rate, and everything else is just superb. But going on to Vic, I don't know if you've seen the goal against Middlesbrough last week, but it was superb.
Yeah. I watched on that Football League.
Yeah, I mean, he took it really well. He ran nearly half the length of the pitch with it, picked it up, and he's gone. And he did that a couple of seasons ago when we were in COVID against Stoke. He did it against Luton as well. And I think he tried to do the same Tuesday night. He got a bit greedy, but he was at the same sort of angle. And I think that he probably thought, I did it last week, I could do it again. And it didn't work. So, yeah.
It's one of them minutes sometimes, like, that one in 50 comes off. And then you hope for best, but it's not going to be the same again. I mean, your transfer business, how have you been happy with that? Have you been happy with the incomings? Can I just say as well, because it's just come to the front of my mind, I think you have apart from ours, I think you have one of the best home kits in the Championship this season. I sort of love that. I sort of love that design that you've gone for. I don't know why, but as soon as it were released, because I think you were one of the first Championship clubs to release the home shirt as well.
We were this season. I think you were slightly before us, weren't you? Because everyone was saying about your shirt. You're ready for I follow with your shirt.
Oh, I was like one of the last. We've only just released our third and away shirt in the last couple of weeks.
Well, I know your home shirt. Everyone was saying you're ready for I follow for when it all distorts on the screen because of the on the front. But our shirt actually, it's our shirts this season. Hummel have done such a fantastic job. I mean, the home shirt is from 78 to 81, I think, which was the tram lines, which was Admiral. But there's a pattern in the middle of the lines, which is lines of the stained glass window in Coventry Cathedral. The shirt behind me, the black one with all the yellow and red and blue, that is the stained glass window. So if you ever go to Coventry Cathedral, as you walk in on the right side, there's a big stained glass window. That represents that, because the cathedral's celebrating 60 years this year. So Hummel have cottoned on to it. And then the purple shirt, which is similar to the one behind me, has the lines on again. And that represents the cathedral. And then inside at the back, it's got the songs, If You Want a Cathedral, We've Got One to Spare, in our Coventry homes. So each shirt has got a different line from the song, that song. So Hummel have really gone to town, and
it's good that they've done that. It's cracking that they've done that, because sometimes they can just throw out, here's 2 or 3 different preset designs that we've come up with, pick one for an home, pick one for an away sort of thing. And the fact that they've literally gone into the history of Coventry itself and dug out these little parts. I think that's what sometimes can also sell a shirt on its own, can't it? Even if the design was shit,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes just those little odes for it can be a big thing. I mean, seeing, as I said, the transfer policy, you know, seeing those new players in the kit, are you happy with the transfer business in this first window?
I think a lot of us are very disappointed because we've only made one permanent signing. We made 3 loans.
Yeah.
One of them went straight back, featured against Bristol City in the League Cup, and he went straight back. So he was meant to fill the boots of Maatsen. Obviously not as good as Maatsen, so Robbins or Crystal Palace called him back. But we've been very impressed with Panzo and Callum Doyle. Doyle from Man City has just turned 19 2 days ago. And when you look at him, he is so well built for a 19-year-old. You think he's probably been playing probably 3 or 4 years more than what he has. His physical side of him is really good. And he came on, Panzo came on, sorry, against Luton because Rose got injured. So Panzo went over to the left of the back three. Callum Doyle went over to the right, and they're both left-footed. And I always worry because I like it balanced. I like a left footer on the left, right footer on the right, and it doesn't matter what you got in the middle. He's just slotted into that right side of that back three. Absolutely fantastic for a young lad. 19. He was man of the match Tuesday. Played out of his skin on Tuesday. He was superb, and you know that for his age, you can see why he's at Man City. To be honest with you, yeah.
No, look, young little players like that, you know, little gems that you can sort of pick out that half of the teams in the Championship may not have even looked at. But, you know, he's come in to Coventry, and as you say, you know, he's getting glowing reports from your fan base, which says everything they need to say, really. I mean, we've got, obviously, Taylor Harwood-Bellis on loan from City. Muric is a permanent signing, but even in structuring that deal when we signed him, City must see something in Muric to say that if he becomes world-class, they want him back for a cheap fee sort of thing. So they've got a cheap buyback clause in that contract. And I think they'd probably do similar if we got like THB on a full transfer in the summer. But it's like you say, the loan market in the Championship compared to the Prem, it's different, isn't it? Like you can only have so many in the Prem, but in the Championship, you can just abuse the loan market like it's, you know, a free, bringing free players in. But, you know, I thought, I didn't realise that you'd only made the one permanent, to be fair.
Yeah, Casey Palmer. So,
from Bristol City.
Yeah, came in from Bristol, and Bristol is quite funny after the game on Tuesday because Bristol fans are putting on social media that he'd done more running around in 90 minutes for us on Tuesday night than he did in his whole career for Bristol. And you know, fair play to him. I thought Tuesday night he in the first half, you know, when you go back, you see a player go back to their old team and they really try too hard, don't they? They don't relax. They try too hard. And he in the second half, Robbins must have had a word with him and said, listen, Casey, just calm it a little bit. And when he come out in the second half, he was a different player. He has got some class about him. But yeah, Bristol fans weren't happy with him. And we've took him on because he's an ex-Chelsea boy, same as Fankati Dabo. He's from Chelsea. We've got, you know, Adi Vardash, who's from Chelsea. And he's sort of drip fed the club with some Chelsea players. You know, it's been great. Like last season, we had Maatsen from Chelsea. We had Jake Clark-Salter from Chelsea. We thought we were going to re-sign Jake Clark-Salter.
I thought you were. I can't believe how much he did you dirty there.
Yeah, but, you know, do you stay in London, go and play for QPR, who are going to pay you probably what you were on at Chelsea or a little bit less, or do you come to Coventry, 100-mile up the road, and be on half the wage and, you know, up sticks and you don't know where you're going to be living or whatever else. So he's probably done the right thing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the manager there, he used to be the coach at Chelsea as well in the youth team. So he knows him. So he's got a good rapport. So, you know, you'd go, wouldn't you? Because we can't offer the money. You know, last season we tried to sign Sam McCallum back on a loan from Norwich. But QPR beat us to him because they offered full wage and we offered probably 4 or 5 grand a week, and we can't compete. We literally cannot compete with wages. It's just one of those. So, as I say, you say about transfers, it's a tricky one, but I would have liked a couple more, to be honest with you. I would have liked a couple more to go and a couple more to come in.
No, I
bit
don't
more
blame you.
dead wood to go and a bit more fresh faces to come in, but it didn't happen. So we just have to cope with what we got. And I know Mark Robins can do it. I know he can get the best out of the players.
I was going to say about Mark Robins, obviously, he's a quality little manager. I think he was decent wherever he's been, to be fair. And, I mean, what's your thoughts on him as a gaffer? I mean, how many years has he been there now? Is it like 3 or 4?
No, 5 years
now. 5?
Yeah, about 5 now. So he's the longest manager I can remember in my time. He went away and then come back. It didn't work out for him at Huddersfield. He got dragged away. That was when he left us for the first time. That didn't really work. But since he's come back, he's sort of, the club's owners didn't know which direction to go in. We got to the Checkatrade final. We took nearly 50,000 down there. The owners were there, and he sort of sat with the owners probably that day and gone, "Look what you've got. You've got nearly 50,000 Cov fans here for a Checkatrade final. Mickey Mouse Cup." And, and the man has obviously sat down with the owners and said, "This is how you've got to do it. This is how I want to do it." And they're letting him do what he wants to do. But this season, I think he's been really, really frustrated. Yeah, I've never known him as unhappy for the first 5 games on the radio. When they interview him after a game.
Yeah.
I've never known him so unhappy in all my time that he's been here the last 5 years. I've never known it. He was fed up because we didn't spend any money. We didn't invest. We wanted to add to the squad that was really gelling, and we weren't able to. And you could tell he was frustrated. And then after the whole game with Hyam, you knew he was fed up. Absolutely knew it all day long. You could tell everything he was saying. I thought he was going to walk, to be honest with you. When Hyam went, I really thought Robins would walk because he sounded that fed up on the radio. And I know the guy that interviews him after the games, and we had a chat about it, and he says, "Oh, he was fed up, definitely fed up."
Yeah. Sorry, I've just seen that. I think England have got a penalty.
Oh, really?
I think England have got a penalty. I think it's for a hard boot on Lucy Bronze. By the way, USA did equalise. Just so everybody everybody who's watching, the USA did equalise, but yeah, England have a chance from the spot, and I think it's Georgia Stanway who's just getting set up to take it.
Brilliant.
And she approaches it and sends the keeper the wrong way.
So she
back
missed.
in front.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what, they've done us proud, didn't they? They've done us proud, haven't
they have. I think they've installed it's almost as well that they've given a bit more acknowledgement to the women's game as well. I think that's another thing that's sort of been pumped up with by it all. Okay, we've had people like, Alex Morgan and Megan Rapinoe at USA say stuff like, about inclusion and all this stuff. And then, bringing it home in your own backyard. I mean, it just, yeah. I mean, it came at a perfect time as well. Came at a perfect time, really. Like, there were no football on.
Yeah, I know. It was good.
It was something to watch. And to be fair, everyone's now sort of got a soft spot for watching, the Lionesses, which is great, to be fair.
Full house, isn't it? 90,000, is it, I think?
Yeah. It won't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Looking at your last game, then, obviously, the draw away at Bristol City. How did you feel about that one, obviously, on the back of a win against Borough?
Well, you're going away midweek to Bristol, which isn't always the best place to go. It was a bit
Yeah.
warmer than last season, which was all right. And we got a result there last season. I remember the first season back in the Championship, we conceded a goal after 35 seconds. So,
Ooh.
it was like we sat there that day and we looked at it when they scored, and me and my lads sat there on the sofa and we went, "Welcome to the Championship." And we're like, "Oh, this is going to be a long season." And then last season we beat them twice. So we beat them at home. I think that day again it was a late winner, and I think we were even down to 10 men. I think that game Matson got sent off, if I remember right. And then we beat them down there. So that was good. But then this season, I was happy with a point. I'll take a point all day away from home. I really will. And the key for me was we kept a clean sheet. But the game could have gone either way, as I said earlier on. Bristol could have nicked it. We could have nicked it. I thought second half we were a lot better. Second half, I thought we sat back in the first half just because we're away from home. I thought we sat back a little bit, let the pressure pile on, try and catch them on the break. But then the second half, I think we sort of went for it a little bit more because we got past the first 45 and decided to try and go for it in the second half. And as I say, Vic probably could have had 3 if he had, put them away. Casey Palmer had one saved by the keeper. That was a half chance, really. Matty Godden, corner came in, headed it towards the top far post, and it got cleared off the line, but there was a player in front who put his arm up, and people are saying it touched his fingers as it went up and come off the guy behind off his head, hit the bar and went out. So I think a lot of people are saying it was a penalty, but I don't know. We were behind the goal. It's difficult to see in real time, isn't it? But
of course it is.
but yeah. So they had an overhead kick that Ben Wilson had to tip over the bar. So it could have gone either way. So a point really was a fair result, I would say. Definitely.
No, I mean, how are you feeling going into this game then tomorrow? I mean, back at 2-2.
It's still 2-1 on my screen.
It's literally just hit the back of the net. I've just as I corner of my eye, it's now currently a Desmond. It's a good old 2-2 at the minute. How are you feeling going into tomorrow then? Obviously, a win, a draw. It's not a bad, as you said, your season starts now. A good time to play and get it out of the way. And do you think Coventry are one of those teams that when a team's above, they sort of rise to the occasion a little bit?
Well, if you look at our performance last season against teams above us, we annihilated Fulham, we annihilated Sheffield United, did Fulham twice. I think before when we beat them twice, we were the only team to beat them twice, and the following week someone else went and done them over and beat them. So there was only 2 teams that beat Fulham twice last season.
Wow.
And then, but then we went to Norwich. That was a frustrating one because we all looked at the team sheet and we just went, Tyler Walker up front on his own. No run Walker. But, so tomorrow, I mean, everyone's telling me it's going to be a draw because you're drawing. We've kept a couple of clean sheets. Yes, we've only won 1. So everyone's saying it's going to be a draw. But tomorrow, we're at home. I'm always confident. But it is Coventry City, so I probably think we'll probably sneak it 2-1. Everyone's saying 1-1, but this Championship is a fantastic league because you can be a team like Watford, that have just come down with all the money you've got with the balloon payments and everything else, and you can have bottom of the league beat anyone on the day.
Well, of course you can, yeah.
Yeah, it's as daft as that. Everything that goes on in this Championship is just weird sometimes. It's like last season we were at home against Luton. You think you're going to do Luton at home on a cold winter's night and you end up going losing 1-0 and they keep falling all over the floor and stop you from playing. So, I hope you don't do that, your team. I hope Burnley don't fall around and roll around and just slow the game down. I hope it's a fast end-to-end game, which
it should be.
Yeah, people have been telling me because you play the similar way to us. Is that right? Pass it around.
Yeah. But the goal's been ruled out.
Oh,
The
was
goal's
it?
been ruled out. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
VAR have chalked it off. But yeah, we've started. It's a bit weird because we've started playing a bit more expansive, and like when I went to watch us in pre-season at Shrewsbury, I was like, "What the frig?" I'm so used to it just being like centre back, striker, bit of pissing around, back with a centre back, pump long to the striker, and I'm just like, all of a sudden you've got a keeper rolling it out at centre back who's pulling out these Jordan Henderson side passes all over the shop, and then just out of nowhere we started playing some really good football. It's possession based and things like that. Don't get me wrong. And once we get the formula right, it'll be all right. But like you say, if it's two sides that are going to go for it, then who knows? We could be in for a goal fest.
Oh, it's wonderful football. It really is. I mean, we've been playing this football. We got out of League Two and League One by playing this football. And if you look down the lower leagues, a lot of teams have started to do the same. If you watch Ipswich, Plymouth, people like that, they're all starting to do the same. Start playing out from the back. And if you get the chemistry right and you've got the right members in there, it can work. Especially with the wing backs. If you can get the ball out to the wing backs and they can push up. If them wing backs push up far enough, the opposition can't get on top of you because your wing backs are so far forwards. It pushes your wing backs back, pushes the back line back, and then the midfield can push it forward even more. And if you can, it's like I say, if teams slow us down, we haven't got an answer. Any teams slow us down, we haven't got an answer. But if we can play and we can pass, we've got an answer for everyone, really, to be honest with you. That's I've said that for the last 2 or 3 years, really, about it. That if you will love this football, it's fantastic. It's better than hoofball. It really is. Yeah.
You say that dinosaur dash stuff's gone. It's weird. It's weird.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And as I say,
when it's right and it pays off, it's great. But when it's sort of infuriating. Say you're drawing or you're 1-0 down and you're still passing it around, and I'm just thinking, fuck the system, get it fucking forward, love it, just do something with it, get it back at net. But obviously, in those times, you've got to think, it's sometimes you've got to build to it.
You've got to be patient, and I mean, we always think, what you're doing, you're 1-0 down, like you've just said, and then you're just passing, and you just watch it and watch. If you watch it, it's really clever because you may be 1-0 down, but when a team starts putting passes together, and if it takes you 5 minutes, but they're passing it around, the players are feeling more confident, and gradually that line moves forwards, and you gently move it forwards, and then all of a sudden you can play a killer pass out wide, 45-yard pass out to a wing back or whatever from one side to the other. You can switch it that quick. And it catches teams out. If you look at the goal last week against Middlesbrough, the way the ball went out to Dabo, and Dabo just he didn't hoof it. He played it down the line, and Vic just ran onto it. And that's the way you're going to love it. All your fans. I heard that some of the older fans don't like it, do they?
Oh, the old Orient Brigade, just flaming. So set in their ways, it's unreal. And if you ever slag the team, were you there when Burnley nearly became extinct as a football? No, I wasn't. I wasn't even swimming in my dad's sack at that point. Never mind flaming sat there watching us. Jesus Christ. Honestly, some of them are just so fickle, it's unreal. And it's like, as harsh as it is to say, sometimes you're just like, you as a fan, you've seen your heyday. Piss off. Like, give your season ticket back on the way out. Same with your fucking driving license. Go on. But it really infuriates me, these people that just seem to think that, especially the older generation, and no offense to anybody who's from the older generation or all like that, but there is some that are very stuck in the ways. Literally, is like they live and breathe the football club. Like, without that, that's it. It's almost like nothing. And don't get me wrong, maybe that was their escape growing up and whatever, with how times were or whatever under Churchill. God knows. But, but yeah, it's a funny one, and I'm just looking forward to the ride at the moment. I mean, you say that about how exciting it is. Turning that as like a kind of phrase, who should we look out for then as danger men for Coventry?
Well, at the moment, I think you've got to be really careful of Big Vic. I think if he gets around the back of your defenders, especially Jack Cork is knocking on a little bit now, isn't he? So, but his experience, like McFadzine for us, he's knocking on a bit, but his experience, so he might be able to cope with him a bit better than some of the defenders that he's come up against. But Big Vic's a real big threat. If Godden plays, Godden really only needs one chance really with Godden. If he can get a sniff, he only needs to hit the ball once. And probably Maatson will be telling the changing rooms this, that Godden can just shoot from any angle, really, to be honest with you. But he hasn't been on form the last couple of games, so he might change it tomorrow. You just don't know. And then in the middle, Ben Sheaf, what a young lad he is. He's absolutely tremendous. The young lad,
former Arsenal youth player.
Yeah. He went out to Doncaster on loan. Then we signed him on loan with an option to buy him for 750,000.
Wow.
And then we signed him during the lockdown. And he was a bit first. I mean, it's a big jump, League One to the Championship, playing for Doncaster, then coming to Coventry. It's a big jump behind closed doors as well, so there's no fans. And Ben Sheaf has just grown and grown and grown, and you can see why he was at Arsenal. His passing on his day is just superb. He doesn't, when some people pass the ball, they boot it, don't they? And then the receiver can't control it; it bounces off and goes wherever it wants to go. Ben Sheaf just caresses the ball. He caresses it, and when he does that, he's absolutely super. He's got to be the most improved player of the last 3 years. He's brilliant. He's growing into a real good player. And as I say, you could see why he was at Arsenal. We got him at our fans forum on Tuesday night, which is going to be good. So we'll get to interview him, which is lovely. So there's him. You got Ben Wilson in goal. He's our second choice. But taken the first choice shirt, really, because Simon Moore played in goal for the first 3 games, cost us 3 goals. And when you cost your team 3 goals, it's time to give the other keeper a go, I think, because, we were winning 2-0 at Millwall. He bottled one, didn't come out for it. He spilt one. Sunderland, he spilt one. Well, went to punch it, shouldn't have even come out. Millwall, in fact, actually made 2 mistakes in Millwall. We were 2-0 up. He comes out for a punch. No need. It was just coming over. He could have caught it. And it's gone over.
Was the first one just putting the kit on?
Third, yeah. And then but the third one, again, he went to punch and, messed it all up. So you've cost us, he's cost us 6 points there, really. Well, more than 6 points, 7 points. So, yeah, there's that. Ben Wilson is a good lad. Yeah, he's a good lad. And then at the back, as I say, Callum Doyle, absolutely solid for his age, 19. Panzo is a good lad as well. He's only a little bit older. He's come from Forest on loan. I'm surprised they haven't called him back with the way they're going on. So, we're lucky to... If they do call him back, we're absolutely buggered because we ain't got anyone to replace him. So there's threats there. And then if Fankati Dabo gets forward, he can cross the ball in, which is nice. And I hear that you don't like crossing at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah. We flap like no tomorrow when crossers come in. It's not a good thing. It's weird when you've gone from a team so resilient at the back and cross it in majority of the time if you've not managed to get evade the last defender. But now it's just gone the other way. It's strange, really strange.
It will come good. As I say, it takes time. When you're slotting into a new system and you've got players that have never played it before, it does take time. Because I remember when we started doing it. You know, you've got to have the right type of player to be able to play this football. I mean, you know, we're no Man City. We can't go out and buy Haaland and, you know, De Bruyne and players like that, you know, that are just born playing that way. You know, our players have got to be coached by the managers. So, you know, your manager's got to coach the players. Our manager's got to coach our players how to play that way. But because they're so young, they can absorb it and they can learn it. I think once the players are a little bit older, I think it takes a little bit more time for them to adjust to it. But because both teams are young teams, your team and our team's young, they're learning, and it's only making, like, as I say, Ben Sheaf, first season, he weren't a complete package, but he's growing. That's better and stronger, and learnt the way we play. Is absolutely just immense in the middle. He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And a lot of Cov fans don't like him, but for me, I think he's one of the best we've got now. He's superb, to be honest with you.
Well, no, I mean, that's why we get you. That's why we've got you on, because if you think he's good enough, then he's good enough, and then he's obviously someone that we need to watch out for.
Well, we just don't want you buying him.
He's shy. He's shy.
He's rubbish.
I want to play a little game with you before we wrap it up and get your prediction. So there is a little game called This or That.
This or that.
So it's exactly what it says on the tin. Yeah, I do my own voiceover work.
This or that. This is good.
Basically, all it is, I'm going to give you two options. You just tell me which one you prefer out the two. And at the end, there is a vital, pivotal question that could make you become Myles the Magnificent or Myles the absolute, dozens of words, shall we say. So first question I'll ask you then, Facebook or Twitter?
Oh. Facebook or Twitter? I'd just say this or that.
Not just either one or the other.
Oh, Twitter.
Nah, fair shout. Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs all day long. Got two.
Definitely. I've got one, but she's getting sorted kid out upstairs. Sometimes it needs to stay up here. It needs to stay up here sometimes.
That's brilliant.
I forgot what the next one was now. Right. Dublin or Huckabee?
I'll have to go Huckabee because Dublin went to Villa.
Nah, sacrilege.
Yeah, sacrilege. Yeah.
I'm going to get to the point with the main question. Does pineapple belong on a pizza?
Oh, wow. Now, this is a debate, isn't it? For me, yes. But for a lot of people, no.
I'm just going to go with what your group have said. That, not me. But no, I mean, I don't know. It just don't sit right with me, and I can understand why people say it should, because at the end of the day, tomatoes are fruit, and that's the base and shit like that. But so when people say fruit don't belong on a pizza, and you're thinking, hold on, tomato's always been a base of a pizza, I thought, all right, fair enough. But nah, pineapple, nah.
No?
Nah. Although other day, I'm sure the missus did it on purpose. When we went out, she literally just went and got a ham and pineapple pizza and said, I'm having this for tea. What are you having? I thought, well, it definitely won't be that, will it? But you've done it on purpose, knowing full well that you've got a full pizza to yourself. Greedy knacker. But your lads have said as well that the problem is you're missing your best set piece taker in Aimer.
Well, we say they say that, but we didn't score one direct free kick last season. So yeah, well done, lads. I like that one. But no, we didn't score a free kick last season. But no, I know what they're saying, because he can whip the ball in from a corner. He's gone close to scoring from a corner, to be honest with you, a couple of times. He's just a silly boy. He's just got to learn to curb his temper a little bit, and or his I wouldn't say temper's the right word, actually. His enthusiasm gets a little bit ahead of him, and he just becomes a little bit silly. And to be fair, I think the one against Birmingham was a little bit harsh, to be honest with you. I think that he possibly, I think he was a bit hard done by, to be honest with you. But not everyone thinks the same thing. So it's just one of those. But yeah, no, we ain't scored a free kick for years. I think 2 years. I think, yeah, direct free kick.
No, to be fair, I don't think we have. I think Josh Brownhill seems to send them about six streets away outside stadium when he takes one. Honestly, it just keeps rising. Honestly, it's ridiculous. But yeah, your prediction.
Yeah,
we'll get to the nitty and gritty of it now. Your prediction. How do you see it? I mean, David Prutton said on Sky Sports that Coventry is still playing catch up. Again, similar to ourselves, it's a case of both sides too many draws. But you're not losing games. He says you're not losing games where we're drawing and conceding far too many late goals. He's gone for 1-1. But how would you see it?
I said earlier I'm going for 2-1. I mean, I think that we've all of a sudden shut up shop at the back, but we're not scoring enough. One win out of the games we've had so far has been a bit naughty, really, to be honest with you. If we want to get the season going, we've got to be winning these home games. So I'll take a draw away all the time, and I'll take a win at home, and that's how you got to work it out, to be honest with you. But I'll go 2-1 tomorrow. I think it's going to be a real good game. I think, because we're both trying to play the same sort of football, I think it could be absolutely superb, and I mean really, really superb. So yeah, it's going to be good, but I because we're at home. I think we'll probably nick it 2-1, but if it's a draw, I'll be happy with a draw, and because we're still trying to find our feet, and the size of the squad, we've still got a few injuries. With the size of the squad and everything, I'll take a draw, but I think we're going to nick it, to be honest with you. But
why not?
I'm never right.
It's all right. Neither am I. I do have predictions that show. I did it last season. I've done it this season, and I'm rock bottom. The missus, who knows nothing about football until we got together 7 years ago, won it last season. She's currently at the top by 2 points. And I'm just like, why do I bother? I even asked it the other week, will you pick up? I opened my Sky Bet and went, here, you pick them.
I know. I do a Super 6 with 2 rugby fans, and they beat me every season. How'd you work that one out?
It's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. I think I win. I usually, when I put a bet on, I'll win on opening day, and it's like bookies just laugh at me and go, right, that's your lot for the season, mate. But we'll take your money. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's an absolute farce. But thank you very much, Myles, for giving up your time on a Friday night. Do appreciate it, mate. And I've loved chatting with you. So thanks for coming on. As I say, again, plug you and your brigade's crew and channel and everything else. And again, thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, so if you all want to tune in tomorrow, look on YouTube, Sky Blue Fans TV live stream from Dillon's, which would be a great crack. And then you'll find us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well under Sky Blue Fans TV. We do live streams and pods on Sundays, Wednesdays, and sometimes on the Wednesday, sometimes on Thursday, depends who's available. So yeah, tune in, and hopefully next time when we do the return leg at your ground, we'll get you on ours.
Yeah, 100%. I'm down for that. It should be a laugh.
Yeah, it'd be good. Introduce you to all the boys. Let them interview you.
Oh, bloody hell, that's it. Under the microscope now. But no, thank you again. Thank you very much. As we say, the link to the YouTube channel and Twitter channel is in the link to this. Is in the link. I've done it again. Is in the description of this video. For quick's sake, in the description to this video. Such a backward ginger bastard, honestly. It's in the description. So please do go check it out and drop a subscribe and a follow if you can. But that is it. Simon says, last comment there, up the Clarets and ciao for now. Yeah, it should be a good game tomorrow. Fortunately, not going. But I'm helping a mate sort his back garden out tomorrow. So I thought, do something. Well, I was going to say, well, weather's nice. It's probably nicest day of the weekend this weekend here anyway. So whatever your plans are this weekend, enjoy it. If you're going to the football, hopefully your team wins. Unless you're a rival, then you can get that. And yeah, it just up the Clarets, I guess. And again, thanks for coming on. So we'll see you guys with another video soon. As I say, if you can't make the game and you're fed up with Sky Sports and all that bollocks, then head over to Sky Blues Fans TV and obviously go show your support over there. For now, enjoy your weekend, take it easy, and all the best.